Hey there, it's Adrienne from Made for Math, and I have a helper with me today, Sherry Hewlett. Today we're hosting our virtual job fair. We're going to be going over what it's like to work with us here and to talk about the benefits of working online with our students. We're super excited to have you today. And so with that, I think let's go ahead and we'll get started with our presentation of our virtual job fair. Okay, so your guides today at the job fair is myself, that's my voice, Adrienne Meldrum. I'm the CEO of Made for Math. And manning the chat and the comment moderation is Sherry Hewlett, my executive assistant. And she also joins me for all hiring decisions. So I'm super excited to have you here today. And this will be recorded and available to view at a future date as well. What we'll be covering today, what we do here at Made for Math, what the workday of a teacher here looks like, the training and the pay, and our application process, because we just think it's weird to make the application a misty, mysterious experience. We want to demystify that as much as possible for people. But we also don't want to waste your time. So you know you're in the right place if you are interested in working for us. If you have experience teaching or tutoring, you want freedom from working inside of a school system, and you were looking to teach students math in a way that works. You'll also know you're in the right place if you yourself do not have math anxiety. A lot of people, a lot of educators go into teaching reading because they have math anxiety. At this time, we don't want you to come and apply for us if you yourself are anxious about math, because that will get passed on to our students. You're in the right place if you would like to work online. And you're in the right place if you want to be part of a rapidly growing team. We doubled our student load in the last 6 months, and we plan to do it again in the next few more. It's awesome. The other reason you're here, for the right reasons, is you want ultimate freedom of your time. You'll know you're in the wrong place with our company if you think memorizing math formulas is the secret to learning math, because you would learn that is not the case. You're in the wrong place if you adore Teachers Pay Teachers. Now, don't get me wrong, I like to save time too. However, a lot of what's on there is actually not helpful to our students. So we actually discourage our team members from spending too much time on Teachers Pay Teachers for lesson planning. So if you're a big fan of that, I don't know that you'll enjoy working here. You're in the wrong place if you think your job will be just helping with homework. Nope, what we actually do is intervention based, and we help fill the holes and gaps in students' knowledge in mathematics. And for the first time ever in their life, they finally understand math. That's the kind of work we do. You're in the wrong place if you want to come learn our method and then leave to go do your own thing. We've had that happen. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for a team player because this company is going places. You're in the wrong place if you want to work super part-time, meaning less than 20 hours a week. The 20 hours per week includes lesson planning time. So it looks like 3 to 4 students on your list if you're doing part-time. Full-time looks about 8 to 10 students. And you're in the wrong place if you don't handle change well, because our company's growing so rapidly. Things change quickly around here. We make rapid changes and we pivot quickly as a team, but we do it together, and you will not be alone. But if you don't really like change, you like things to kind of stay the same, you might not enjoy working here. So with that, I hope you feel like you're in the right place. If you're not, feel free to hop off the call. Totally fine with me. I don't like to waste people's time, but if you're all in, then I'll continue and I'll keep going forward. So we have a student-centric mission here at Made for Math. And this document is a living, breathing document. It actually changes and adjusts, and we're actually debating the lower quadrant here of what success looks like. We're going to put more descriptive words there. But this is our student-centric mission. So starting in the upper left, who we serve. We teach math to children who have been blessed with the gifts of dyslexia, ADHD, and autism. We help by We provide online math instruction in a fun, hands-on way. And the student transformation that we see, we teach our students that they are strong, capable learners whose differences are a strength. They're strengths, people, and not a deficit. It's not something to be fixed. And success looks like, well, our students learn differently, but they are still made for math. So one interesting thing about our students is once they learn, hey, I can learn math. Looks like I actually am made for math. They see it spilling over into other areas of their life. They see that their work is going better in all the other subjects because they walk around with this quiet confidence that they understand how their brain works. And you, as the educator, get to be part of that story and that experience. So, what do we do? Well, we do what's called multisensory math, which might be a new term to you, might be something that you haven't really heard a whole lot about, or it's a buzzword that you're starting to hear a little bit about. But what it boils down to is this: it's simultaneous, it's multisensory. It means that we are using the visual, auditory, kinesthetic, tactile approach. So, teaching is done using all learning pathways in the brain, which includes visual, auditory, kinesthetic, tactile, and all of this is done at the same time to enhance memory and learning. It's systematic and cumulative. Multisensory instruction requires that the material follows a logical order. We start with the most basic and progress to advance. We work from what a student knows to the new material. Math is one of the few subjects that builds upon itself. Having a strong foundation in the skills learned in elementary school can make or break their math learning in the higher grades. It's also direct instruction. We don't leave students to infer or arrive at a connection independently. We don't allow them to flounder and guess. They are taught directly and coached to see the connections through the student-teacher interaction. If a student needs us to back up even more, we do that, and we help build the bridge to understanding. It's diagnostic. We provide individualized and prescriptive teaching experiences. What we do is not a scripted program. I'm not going to hand you a manual and tell you to read it and do it with the student. That's not what's going to happen. We're not like the big publishing houses. We gather data on the student and we use this to guide our instruction. We aim to have our students master a topic before we move forward. And the last thing is it's synthetic and analytic. Synthetic means we teach the parts of math and show how they work together to be part of a whole concept. Analytic instruction means that we show the whole concept and teach how it can be broken down into parts. So this is how multisensory math works, and this is what you will learn. And you'll also learn that the language you use to teach math can make or break the experience the student's having. And these are all the things that we will teach you how to do, and you will love it because you will see your students having breakthroughs right before your eyes. So just to give you a quick example, this is an example of some multisensory math. And this math map that you're looking at is one that we actually use. All of our teachers are mentored virtually through Marilyn Zecker, who has created the most amazing multisensory program. We work closely with her and we use a lot of her materials, and she coaches us and provides us with the video training. And so in this game, this is called What's It Made Of? And so you can see here that students are learning to identify the quantities and they're reading them with their hands, much like an OG reading teacher would. And they're manipulating one place value at a time. Another interesting thing is that the subitizing can help the student identify those quantities really quickly. And this is not just for elementary students. This is also for our older students. I recently taught a student who was going into 8th grade, and we actually needed to back all the way up to place value, and we worked on these things, but they are excellent. We didn't have to spend a lot of time because of his age. He caught on quickly and he understood the patterns. It was really powerful, and we'll talk more about that student here later. We do see algebra tiles out there, and sadly, a lot of the books and instruction that teachers are given look like this. It's a jumbled mess. You can look at this and go, I'm not really sure what's going on here. We teach you how to apply research-based practices like subitizing to your algebraic tiles. So you can see here we've got a 5x and an x with a negative x, we have the zero pairs next to each other, and we've got some subitizing with the units of 1. It makes it a whole lot easier to understand what's going on, who should be grouped together, what ones can go away and make 0. These are some of the powerful tools that we'll teach you if you work here at Made for Math. And we use what's called the CRA sequence, or some of you might know the P, instead of representational, it's pictorial. So first we work with concrete, it's hands-on. We move to representational, which is pictures, and then we do the abstract. And for many of our students, we try to go through those 3 steps in every lesson. If they're on the younger side, we'll spend more time on the concrete and then start adding in the other steps. But this is amazing. It totally works when it's paired with the correct language, which we would teach you. If you want to see some examples of this kind of math, we actually have a YouTube channel where every Tuesday we release a video. Unfortunately, the videos do not have students in them. They're just our team members talking about how you could teach this particular topic, but feel free to go over to our YouTube channel and check it out. So I wanted to share with you some quick stories about experiences that you could potentially be having if you work here with us at Made for Math. This student came to us. He had a diagnosis of dyslexia and was struggling big time with reading and math. After a few weeks of working with us, his mom noted that his math skills started showing up in his play. He was having so much fun, and she was thrilled that he was starting to think about math outside of his sessions. After 1 year of working with us, this kiddo was up to grade level, and math has become a real strength for him. What's super interesting is his mom shared that he's scoring really well on his tests at school. But when you ask him to recall the information later, he really struggles to recall it because what the school is doing is not teaching him in a multisensory way. So it's not being stored in his brain in a way that's accessible. However, everything we taught him is there. He can recall it, he uses it. So that's a big testimony to what multisensory math can do for our students. This kiddo is one of my favorite success stories, and he is acing his math tests. So he came to us when he was in end of 7th grade, going to move into 8th grade, and he was homeschooled for a long period of time. So he was really far behind in school. In about 12 months, we moved him 5 grade levels. Right now, he's in high school and he's rocking it in his math classes. And this is definitely a student that never thought he would be able to do math, but now he's excelling and he's doing so great. And we have such close relationships with our students. So that student worked with myself and with Heather, and he's on his 3rd teacher. So not all of our students stay with the same teacher the entire time they're here, but you can see that we have close relationships with our students. They text us, they celebrate with us. And here in this one, Heather and I were together presenting at a conference, and he texted both of us to share that he got 100% on that exam. He was so excited. He is just thriving and doing really well. This student, I just love this. So she came to us after a rough year in 7th grade, and she just felt like, maybe I'm just not a math person, right? How many of us have said that about ourselves? Maybe I'm just not a math person. But multisensory math turned that on its head. She started to learn that her math tests were not a feedback on her as a person, but feedback on what she knows and what she doesn't know. And thankfully, her school allowed her to retake tests. And so when she would fail a test, she always came to a session with a good attitude. And she would say, I'm going to learn this. I know I can do this. And she did fantastic. What's so fun is she's in her senior year and she's taking AP statistics. This is a student who thought she could never do math, and now she's doing AP stats. That is amazing. And her mom noted that her study skills that she learned from us here at Made for Math spilled into her other classes, and she is very confident in her abilities as a student. And these are some of the fun messages that we got from her. Again, like we have such a strong tie to our students. She's just super excited about it. But notice that she's saying it's a retake. She got 100% on a retake. She may not have done well the first time, but she came back, applied the multisensory methods that she had learned, and then she was able to go back, retake it, and get 100%. And so she's just doing such a great job. In this particular case, she had 112% in her class, and she's just so excited. Every time she thinks about math, she's smiling. So it's really, really amazing. And again, the same student has worked with multiple teachers. She hasn't stayed with the same teacher due to scheduling, but it doesn't matter because our method's so good, she gets what she needs. So we absolutely love working with our students, and we work with them one-to-one and in small groups. And you'll see that again and again, our students struggle a little bit at the first, and then before you know it, they start realizing, oh my gosh, I can do this math, and they love coming here and working with our team every day. So let's talk about a typical workday here at MFM. Now, I blurred out with yellow boxes this particular teacher schedule just to protect the identity of her students. But you can see that this isn't a job that's just doom and gloom. You'll always work in the evenings. This person, Braylee on our team, came. She was open to whatever, actually. She was like, I could work evenings. But with this particular pandemic and some other scheduling and some kids being homeschooled, you can see that she works during the day. For the most part, she's up and working by 8 and finished by 4, which is fantastic. Now, not all of our teachers do that. We do have some teachers that need the morning time for other things, and so they do work in the evenings, and we have no problem filling up their schedule. And Braylee came to us working part-time and thinking, okay, I could do the 20 hours per week. She's well on her way to full-time. We're trying not to overwhelm Braylee. We could totally give her full-time hours, but we're trying to ease her into it because it is a lot of work. But that's kind of what it looks like. I want to also point out, we do work Monday through Friday, but actually most of our teachers take every Friday off. They fit all of their students into Monday through Thursday, and they take Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, which is super fun. This is a picture of us together at our last Christmas party. We had just a ton of fun, and it's going to grow. I'm certain that we're going to add probably 3 to 4 more people here in the next few months, and we're just super excited about the team, and it's a positive place to work. Every single Tuesday, we talk about the stats of the business, but we celebrate each other and the work that we're doing. It's such a rewarding place to go. So let's talk about the training. Now, all of our training is paid because my guess is you don't know how to do multisensory math, and I don't expect you to. But we're going to teach you how to do multisensory math. So it's a blend of independent work. You'll be watching videos, but you'll be paid to watch those videos. Then you'll show up to training sessions with Heather. Heather's our lead trainer here, and you can see that we have Andrew, Braylee, and Tiffany, and this is one of their sessions. We hired these 3, let's see, I think it was in August, and fast forward to now, and they're all just killing it. Their parents love them, and they are as busy as they want to be. We are completely full to the brim. If we add more people to the team, you're going to be busy too and full to the brim. But with the training, you get paid to come, you get all the support. It is a lot of work. And all 3 of them described it akin to feeling like a first-year teacher again. However, even though we're throwing you into the deep end, Heather is right there with you. She's swimming next to you. And when the load gets too heavy, you can give it back to her for just a minute, but she's going to put it back on you because that's the best way to train. But you have 90 days with us and you'll get supported training the entire way through. And we are super clear about what it takes to be winning here at MFM. We also mail our materials to our students, but you as well. I won't be able to provide you with a computer to start with. I won't be able to provide you with some other things, but I will send you a webcam if you need it. All the materials, headsets. Unlike teaching, we actually send you stuff, get you what you need. If you identify something that will help you teach better, we'll get it for you. Whereas at the school, you are limited with a budget, and sometimes you don't get what you need. So we take really good care of our teachers and make sure you have everything that you could want to teach well. So what tech is required if you decide to join us here at MFM, and what location is best? So obviously you're going to need high-speed internet, and you'll need to be sitting at a desk or table and preferably in a quiet room. And all your materials need to be available with you in this quiet room. You'll need your own computer, and some earbuds. But we will send out like a headset if you'd like that too. And then always a happy attitude. A lot of our teachers have dedicated offices in their house. If they don't, they have like a corner in a bedroom. We just ask that there's no bed visible behind you. But these are all things that we'll go through with you in your training. And then you're probably wondering about our training pay. So the starting pay always depends on your experience. So full-time here right now, this is subject to change in the future, but full-time currently is 33 hours per week. And this is just starting pay. That doesn't mean this is what you'll be paid forever. You get pay raises after your 90 days. But full-time's 26,400 to 36,960 per year. And part-time, 20 hours per week is 16,000 to 22,400 per year. So after 90 days, you'll be eligible for pay raises depending on your performance. And like I said, we always make it clear that you know you're winning. Nothing will ever be a surprise to you. You will walk into your 90-day review feeling confident that you're going to get that pay raise. Or if you walk in feeling like, ooh, I don't know, it will be no surprise to either of us, but we will always support you to grow so you can earn that next pay raise. So our application process. So currently we're hiring in the states of Washington, Utah, Idaho, Texas, Arizona, South Carolina, and Florida. Mouthful. However, if you don't live in these states, don't despair. That's okay. You can still apply for certain people with certain qualifications. I will make an exception and I'll become an employer in your state. However, I will never ever become an employer in the state of California. So if you live in California, I discourage you from applying because I will just never do business in California as an employer. But if you live in other states, I will look into the requirements and learn how to be an employer in your state because we hire all employees. We don't do the contractor thing. And so here you can go to madeformath.com/careers. And during your pay period, or not pay period, your training period, which is 90 days, you'll be paid to watch videos, attend lessons with Heather on our team, and then also do some live teaching. Before your 90 days is up, we're already giving you students and you're teaching them. And so with the application process, it looks like this. The first step is we want you to make a video showing us your teaching skills, and all the details are at that link. Then we want you to email us this video along with your resume, and then you'll have a first interview if you fit what we're looking for. Why do we make you do all these steps? Because actually, I'm going to be honest, we're weeding out the weak. We don't want you to apply if you feel like making a video for an application is too much effort. It just tells us a lot about your character because what we're doing is hard work. And so if you're unwilling to make a video, this isn't going to be a right fit for you. What does the interview look like? The first interview, you'll meet with Sherry on our team, and she'll have some questions for you and talk to you about your resume and whatnot. Then the second step is if she wants to continue and do a second interview with you, she'll give you some additional steps and tasks to complete. These are just filling out some additional forms, and we have a personality test we like you to take just to see what kind of person you are. And then the third step is you'll do a final interview with me, and Sherry will give you specific direction on what that interview will look like and what to be prepared for. And then lastly, I just wanted to share insight from the team, what people are saying about working here. So Heather Brand said, I left the classroom to teach online at Made for Math, and I have never regretted it. So Heather is a mover and shaker in education, and she's always pushing to do what's best for students, and she felt bound by the rules and the red tape within the schools. And so when she learned about what we're doing here, it was a total risk, really, in her eyes, because there were not very many team members at the time, but she loved what we were doing and what we're all about, and she has never regretted it. She's doing awesome here. And then there's Amy Anderson. Amy used to be a tutor herself, and she says, you know, I make more working for MFM than I did as a private tutor. Now, which is interesting because the hourly rate, while it looks less, you never consider how much time you're spending filing your taxes, getting ready for your students, emailing, texting, collecting, billing, all of that. All of that adds up. And Amy loves it because she gets to do all her favorite parts of teaching. And Amy actually did, she was my very first hire, which was really fun. And then she moved and she thought, maybe I'm done with teaching. And she took a break and then she went and worked in a classroom for a short period of time and then left and came back here because she just loves it so much more. It's more conducive to her home and her lifestyle, and she loves her students and the mission that we're all about here. Two other newer team members. Matthew joined us in, let's see, June, and Braley joined us in August. So Matthew said, I left the classroom so I could work from home and have time to go camping every Friday through Sunday. Plus, MFM has made me a better teacher. And then Braley said, I left teaching because I couldn't teach the way I knew was best for my students. Working in MFM allows me to be the educator I intended being when I left for college. And Braley is just rocking it. And so, again, we would love to have you here with us. We think the work that we're doing is going to change the landscape of education, and we're just getting started. And this company will be around for a long time. I'm dedicated to our mission, and I'm looking for team members who want to be part of the change, part of the future of multisensory math. So if that describes you, come over to madeformath.com/careers. Look at all of the things that you'll need to do to apply, and we hope that you'll apply and join us.